Welcome to Beyond the Pew, a podcast equipping the church to know Christ and make him known. I'm Corey.
Oh, my word.
And that's Chris.
I'm Chris.
And it's been a while.
Obviously.
And so much so that I couldn't remember what to say at the opening, and then it started coming out of my mouth, and I got about halfway and went, what is the next part?
Yeah. This is a podcast to equip the church to know not to expect the podcast. That's why you got tripped up.
Oh, it has been an interesting couple months, hasn't it? So
yeah, it's been long. It's been crazy. It's been an interesting month. You know, at the end of the year, I went to Israel. You know, we had Christmas holidays. It's busy. It's really busy.
Yep.
And then I went to Israel for, 10, 12 days. I can't remember. Missed 2 Sundays.
Yep. Last
Sunday of the year, first Sunday of the year.
Yep.
Got back and was here for 2 Sundays. And now we've missed 2 Sundays because of snow.
Because of snow.
And it's February. Just like that.
Yeah, we had snow this morning. Unforecasted.
Yeah.
Like big flakes.
Yeah, it was
at my house.
So, I don't know. I mean, you're from Florida, but I will tell you that for me, I was super excited to watch the snow fall last Saturday.
Yes, it was nice. Very cool.
Beautiful. Snowed all day. It was very nice. And then, but, not so much today. I mean, I was watching it snow, and I was this is beautiful, but this is also please spread it out. Save some for next year, man.
Yeah, next year it's going to be completely dry.
We need some snow next year. Don't do it all at once.
And we've had, at least up at my house, I think we're on snow number 5. So
yeah, it snowed quite a bit, and some of it's just like a fleeting.
Yeah.
Snow,
Yeah, but for a Florida boy, it's a lot of
deal,
snow.
It's a big deal.
It's a lot of snow.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So that was it was a surprise this morning, and I saw it when I woke up and went, I don't think that I really want to.
Yeah.
I don't really want to deal with this right now. And so now my dad has told me multiple times the reason why they moved and they left Ohio after he got out of the military was because of the snow.
Yeah, well.
We were getting old enough to shovel the driveway the boys were. And he said, I don't want to have to deal with it. I'm done with it. And I totally get it. I totally get what would make somebody say that, especially when we were there. Yeah. We had a 2.5, I don't know if it was 2.5 feet, but
you never know.
It was definitely a drift up the side of our door and outside of our garage. So you couldn't open the garage.
Yeah.
You couldn't even open the front door. Because it was
probably a lot of snow. I mean,
North
Carolina is. I mean, we like getting snow, but more often than not, I think we get ice.
Yeah.
So the weekend before, with all that ice, praise God, we didn't lose power.
Yeah.
We were prepared if we lost power, but it was so bitterly cold.
Oh yeah.
We're just trying to keep our pipes from freezing and concerned about the power going off. It doesn't go off. We had stocked up with enough food that we still, after I think 2 weeks, have not been back to the grocery store. I think. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. We had to go back, but it was only because we wanted to go back.
Yeah. So I would say that, I have not, for example, I haven't had a hamburger since this whole thing started.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had chicken wings or fried chicken. I haven't had any of that.
We can fix that.
But, I have, eaten entire bags of potato chips. I mean, I haven't. So it's not like that,
Yeah.
I suddenly woke up and said, "Man, I feel much lighter." I mean,
I think last week Kevin and I went and got Nick's.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went to O'Brien's, drove around Winston. It wasn't so bad up in Winston yesterday, but today there were a ton of wrecks.
Yeah.
People sliding off the road, and I was like, I ain't messing with this.
Well, we're super excited to be in church together Sunday.
Yes.
Super excited about
it should be clear weather. Should be pretty chilly, but pretty nice.
It's going to be perfect.
And
it's going to be nice. I was having these horrible, traumatic flashbacks to the pandemic.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Where we couldn't go to church, where we weren't supposed to. Now, we did where I was. We went to church every week. We missed one Sunday at the beginning because we weren't prepared. The governor called off. We said if the kids can go to school, we can go to church. And that Saturday.
They called off school.
Yeah, that Saturday. So we scrambled.
It was like March 8th. for us.
March 8th, something like that. So then we met, but still, it was a terrible time. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, we've missed a couple of Wednesdays. We've missed a couple of Sundays back to back. It's kind of, we did a Friday night service, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Really, 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 really enjoyed that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to
a Sunday rhythm, man.
Yeah, Sunday rhythm.
I'm really a rhythm guy. I just like to have a normal rhythm, but I am so far out of it.
Yeah.
That I'm going to have to create a new one. I think that's where I'm at. Mm-hmm. That's really kind of...
I did make snow cream. I don't know if you made snow cream.
No, we tried last year when we had that snow, and this year the kids never asked. So, or maybe they did, and I just didn't hear it. I don't know.
Yeah, made snow cream. It was good.
Well, we had some really light snow. I mean, it was
perfect. It's perfect.
Plenty.
Perfect snow cream snow. Y'all make snow cream down in Florida?
No. We go to this place called the Ice Cream Shop, and we get that a lot because you'll bake down there. Somebody asked me if I missed Florida. And we're in the middle of that second, or right before that second snow, and I said, you know what? I just miss the people. The weather's terrible.
Yeah,
like it is real. I mean, it's 3 weeks out of the year. I'm worried about travel here. It's 3 weeks out of the year that I'm able to go around not sweating there.
It's so swampy down there.
Yes, all the time.
Yuck.
All the time. I mean, if you like that, cool. But I'm not that kind of guy. So, yeah, whatever. But, what's funny is today is the 5th of February.
That's crazy.
2026.
Yeah.
And you came to the church February 1st.
Well, that's my first official day, 2023.
2023. So happy anniversary, brother.
Yes, 3 years.
3 years and 4 days.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Most people that were here, they know that my first day, like my very first day, and I'll tell you a couple things. Several people on the search committee were here to sort of greet me. They gave me a plant. It's
still alive.
And it's still alive. Barely. I have now delegated responsibility for the life of this plant to others in the office.
Not me.
But they gave me a plant. It was interesting. It was called a money tree. I'd never heard of a money tree before, and it I think it's broken because I've yet to
reap any money.
But a money tree, and part of it was symbolic. It was like, hey, it's a new day. It's a new day, and so I've kept it alive, barely.
But you have kept it alive.
I have kept it alive. So, they were very gracious my first day. I can just remember my mom and dad lived over in Winston, and so I went over to their place and spent the night. I remember just being so exhausted. I mean, I was just so emotionally spent. It had been a long journey for me to get here, and I'm commuting basically until our house sells. There was a lot going on personally and everything else. And then that whole first year was just like, it was walking through a lot of personal junk.
It was a crazy first year for you.
It was a crazy first year, like absolutely crazy first year. So, and the church was so kind and so gracious. We had, I can't remember when it was. It was my dad or my mom. When one of them passed away, I can't remember what it was. It was my mom. Yeah, when my mom passed away, because my mom passed away 4 months after my dad, unexpectedly. And man, the church, they were so kind. And I can just remember I had the whole family over to our house, like my mom's brothers and their families. And they brought food like it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it was such a great ministry for our family. And it was so great, man. It was just wonderful. So that was a year. I'd been here 1 year.
Yeah.
When Mom died. Dad had died a few months earlier, and I'd just been through a lot and then we were trying to sell our house, and we were trying to get Elijah out of school. He was about to graduate. I mean, we had just moved into our house. I actually moved in January.
Yeah.
Mom died in February. I mean, it was just a nutty, I don't even remember a whole lot.
I came at the end of February.
Yeah. And then you got here, and I'm just like, how did I get through all that? Well, I know how I did. I mean, the Lord strengthened you, and people say the Lord, He won't give you anything, you can't handle. Well, He actually does.
He actually does.
So that you can lean on Him and depend on Him,
Yep.
And the church was so kind. And it's been a good 3 years. After I got through all of that stuff, we really started getting settled in here. And First of all, I just love the church. I love the people. I mean, just so kind, generous, just great. And I love the area. For me, it's like full circle coming back to a place that's familiar to me.
This is home.
That's been a lot of fun for me. Like, it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. It's been a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, the other part about it is just like putting down some roots in this community has been great. Like, I love going out to, Nick's and, everybody in there.
Yeah.
Or you go wherever you go around here, right?
Yeah.
You're bumping in. I love going to North Davidson football games. I've done that. I haven't gone to a basketball game yet. I need to do that. And then we have a lot of our kids here that I want to go see. Some of our students that play volleyball and stuff like that. It's just been great.
Yeah.
It's been good.
We have definitely a close-knit community. And the longer I've been here, the more I realize how close.
Yeah. And one of the things that I really appreciate about First Baptist Church of Welcome is that, first of all, there is a just sort of a built-in respect for the office of pastor. They really there's a certain amount of honor that they give to the staff, and they understand, But with that said, one of the things I really appreciate is that several folks they have the freedom, and I'm glad they do, to come and say, hey, you know what, I don't like this, or I don't agree with this, and then but I trust you, and then we're good. I mean, it's just been a really wonderful sort of thing with several folks to be able to say, hey, we're glad you're here. And we're thankful for the ministry, and we're thankful all you guys are here. We know it's not the easiest thing in the world. We know we're not the easiest people in the world, but we're glad that we're in this together. I'm like, yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good.
So you had three. Sorry, this might be a mini reflection of the last three. You had three goals when you came. Yeah. Right.
I had three initial and 6 expanded. Yeah.
Yeah, and those 3 goals. Okay,
I can tell you three. Okay, first there were 3 things I wanted to emphasize:
clarity,
unity,
yeah,
clarity, and stability.
Stability, that's what it is.
Now, the church had just been through a very unstable time.
Yep.
And so I wanted to say, hey, listen, we've got to make sure that we're stable in some areas. So, one of the things is that they had when I got here, they had somebody that was working with the youth. They had somebody who was working with helping out with the music, but they were sort of volunteers. One had the guy that was doing youth, Mike. He had just started getting paid, and so I kind of thought, well, if I get the music guy, if we can just start getting him paid a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Then what happens is that they say yes to that. They actually become kind of an employee. It brings some stability, right?
Yeah.
You can count on week after week after week.
Yep.
Those were some of the things. Then the other one was clarity, which is, you ask the question when you get here, how are decisions made? How do things happen? And there was just a lot of, I'm not really sure, or I think this way, or we've always done it that way. And it was just a matter of saying, let's define some things. Let's try to be really clear so there's no confusion about stuff. Right?
Yeah. And I when I think about that, I think about how can I explain this to somebody who's coming to our church and asking me the question, how are decisions made? Yeah. And the answer, I want to be able to give them a very clear answer.
Right.
Because if I just kind of go, then they're going to be like, can I trust how our decisions being made? Right. Like, these are very funny. I mean, people are funny. They're also very opinionated usually. Yeah. And if they sense some instability, which I think is a great goal, stability, that is, not instability. Right. But they sense instability, they're probably not going to stick around very long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
so it was part of me just listening to people and asking questions like, help me make sense of this and of that. And do you think maybe this is a good way, but do you think maybe there could be a better way to think through an issue or a decision or something like that? So that led to some discussions about, how clear are the bylaws in describing how we function as a church?
Yeah.
Questions like that. And so then
Fair question.
Then the third one was unity. And, the church, this was something that the church expressed to me that was a deep desire of theirs. They felt a little bit of disunity. They had experienced that. They felt that there was a little bit of some tension. And
to be fair, I mean, like since COVID,
Yeah.
that's kind of, there might have been unity within the trenches of COVID, right? But coming out of the unity or out of COVID, and like the whole staff turns over. And, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be disunified.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So those were the three things I wrote down on a piece of paper, and I said, all right, these are the three sort of attitudes that I want to see built into the life of the church over the next several years. Sort of a spirit of unity and stability and clarity. All right, so that we're clear. This is how we do things, and there's no, confusion. And then the third things were more action things, which was community, maturity, and mission. And those are actions, right? And so I really wanted to get to a place where we could focus on how do we build community, how do we intentionally work towards maturity, that's discipleship.
Yeah.
And then how do we once again recover? I mean, COVID messed everything up for everybody.
Yes.
And so,
without a doubt,
First Baptist Welcome, like a lot of Baptist churches, super involved in mission trips, mission projects. COVID messes all that up. And so how do we get back on track with that? And so I had the three attitudes and three actions.
Yeah.
And wanted to work on them slowly over time and to say, okay, after 3 years, after 5 years, after 7 years, where are we at with those 6 sort of objectives? Could be other objectives that show up on the radar. I mean, one of the stability pieces was rebuilding the staff. How do we start to rebuild the staff? And so we've been working on that stuff, focusing on that stuff.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, the goal of every pastor or every staff team, the goal of everyone is to say that, the Lord is sovereign. Mm-hmm. And if in his kindness and providence, he decides that he shuts down a season of ministry here for one of us, whoever, right?
Yeah.
That whoever follows us inherits something that's healthy, mature, and they just step right in and get into the flow of things. And so that's the goal for all of us. So, those are kind of the things I sat down and jotted after I talked to people. I talked to a lot of people when I first got here. A lot of people wanted me to know history, and they wanted me to know hurt, and they wanted me to know some things about themselves and about the church and about their encouragements and about their discouragements and about their thoughts on what should happen and what shouldn't happen and different things. It was great. I was listening. I was learning. Probably didn't listen or learn enough, but I'm still listening and still learning. And out of that said, okay, it seems to me like these 3 attitudes will be important to focus on. These 3 actions will be important to move towards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was kind of my thing.
Yeah. And even in my 2 years being here, I mean, that's definitely been on the forefront of what I see in the office and in service. And when we push things, they're always community-based, they're missionally minded, they're maturity-minded, and they're hopefully unifying, clear, and stable. We're not looking to just throw a shot across the bow and hope that it hits our target. Mm-hmm. We're intentionally working toward those things. And I've had the experience with myself and with others is that sometimes it doesn't feel like it's fast enough. And sometimes it feels like it's too fast, Yeah. And so that's in every position I've ever been in. There's people are always asking, well, why not now? Or they're saying, whoa, slow down, And sometimes it's the same person.
The other thing about being here, when a church hires or calls a pastor, doesn't matter if it's a student pastor or a lead pastor or senior pastor, doesn't matter. I mean, they've brought a pastor onto their staff.
Yeah.
Right? That guy is walking in. He's walking in from somewhere
Yes.
where he had all these experiences, where he had all these relationships, where he had all this capital, maybe leadership capital.
Yeah. Personal capital, leadership capital.
And he's walking into a place that's new, that's unfamiliar. His family's making adjustments. He's making adjustments. The church is making adjustments, and everybody is nice. And everybody's like, "We're so glad you're here." But at some point, there has to be, all right, why are we here? What's the point? What's God called us to do? How do we get there? How do we do it? And what have we been successful at as a church? What have we not been successful at? What are some things that we have sort of historically leaned into strongly, and what are some things that are weak, and how do we navigate through that? You can't do everything, but what is it that God's called us to do? We're not to be like any other church. We're a unique church. What makes us unique? What are our unique strengths? How do we lean into those? And that kind of stuff. And so, it just takes a long time. But I will say that getting here to First Welcome, I felt bad for Tiffany, because Tiffany was about a year behind me. I mean, she was coming.
Yeah.
But she was missing out on a lot of the community building. And so that first year, I was, people had me over to their homes for dinner. I was having lunch with leaders, and I was really starting really quickly, coming to a place where I was like, feeling like I was home, like family,
Yeah.
like good brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And
she's still down in
at the lake, Lake Norman, and so she was a little behind on the curve. But in the past, I've gone to serve churches, and it's taken me a longer period of time to feel like I would be able to say, it's not that I love these people, I do, but man, I really like them. It didn't take me that long to get to that place.
Yeah.
Which was a blessing for me personally.
It's a huge blessing.
Yeah.
God's very kind, especially when he takes you to a place that you know well, right? You know this area well, and then you experience loss like you did with your parents.
Yeah.
All in the midst of like learning a whole new system, different people, But God has been kind in so many ways, and so I realize that 3 years is a short amount of time. It's really a short amount of time, unless you have kids, and then you're like, wait, my daughter was 7 3 years ago, and now she's 10.
Yeah.
So it's a different that's a different way of thinking about things. So here's what I want to ask now. With all that being said, first off, I don't think we're wavering from those 6 things, the 6 goals, 6 aspects, right? We're not wavering from those, because honestly, those are kind of what every church needs at every point in time.
Absolutely.
And it's just a matter of where you are on the spectrum, right? Of closer, nearer, farther, and how that's worked out. But if you were to say 3 years down the road, 2029 rolls around.
Yeah.
Can you even think about 2029? 2029. What do you in general hope to see happen at some level here at First Baptist Welcome?
Oh, and by 2029?
2029. Say we're sitting here at 2029.
Yeah.
Hopefully not in the snowy conditions.
Well, I heard somebody say that a church that doesn't send is a church that will end.
True.
And so I want to see more sending happening. And I don't mean like sending out forever, but I'd love that. I mean, we have one couple that's decided, man, God's called us overseas.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to see that multiplied. I'd love to see more multiplying discipleship groups, right? Love to see that. I would love to see maybe some of our guys here at the church, some of our young men, step up, step out, say, God's called me to ministry, and give us a chance to walk with them and see them develop.
Yeah.
I want us to continue our partnerships with church planters and missionaries and enjoy the fruit of those things. And ultimately, hopefully 3 years from now, like 3 years from now, I would love it if that the church, that one of the ways the church is described is not necessarily a friendly church, although you want to have friendly churches. And First Welcome is very friendly, extremely friendly, but a joyful church.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're not joyful. I'm just saying that 3 years from now, that would be the thing that comes to people's minds after being here for a while. New people.
Yeah.
Well, this is a joyful place, not a friendly place, although it's friendly.
Yeah, joyful.
But this is a joyful place, and a mature congregation.
Yeah.
Not that it's not mature, but I'm saying a more mature, growing in our faith and understanding of the word, and just building on those things.
Oh yeah.
Church has had a long history. I'm the 17th pastor in 114 years. So I don't know what that makes.
Average of 4.5 years.
Yeah, 4.5 years. So is that right?
I believe so.
About an average 4.5.
But you had two pastors of really long tenures.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's actually shorter for most.
Yeah. And so, and just.
6.5 years. Sorry.
And also, 6.5. Also, in the next, honestly, the next 3 years, there's just going to be a lot of funerals,
Yeah.
And I'm not being morbid. It's just reality.
Yeah.
In a church like ours. And so 3.5 years, I think it would be good for all of us to say, Lord, 3 years from now, when we look at the congregation, Lord, we're praying that it would look much different than it does now. I mean, there's just so many people moving to our community.
Yeah,
and,
there are,
and a lot of Christians moving to our community, and that our prayers that a lot of those believers would find First Baptist Welcome to be a place where they could have real community, grow in their faith, use their gifts in leadership to edify the body, have opportunities to be on mission, and not just find First Welcome to be a place where they can come, let's do a sermon, and maybe have a couple friends, but a place where they actually can make a difference in the kingdom.
Yeah.
That everyone would feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are kind of some of the things I think about.
Yeah, I think those are good. Those are great things to think about, and I would love to see that happen 3 years.
Yeah.
So so it is. We've been 28 minutes into this thing.
Yeah.
You ready for the crazy question?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Okay, so Bowman Gray happened last night.
Yeah. The clash. NASCAR clash.
And they broke out the rain tires.
Yep.
I want to know what your first thought was.
So let's talk about the clash. Last year I went to it.
Yeah.
I grew up going to Bowman Gray, and I love that place. It's just a special place for me. I love it. It's fun. Took you last year for a race.
It was a lot of fun.
And so I got the tickets last year, and it was the most exciting NASCAR event I'd ever been to. Standing room only. It was just incredible. This year, I got tickets again, and I was going to go. And then yesterday, I was planning on going, and I had an opportunity, a short window, to click a button on the website to say, give me a full refund. I could still go. If I scanned my tickets, I wouldn't get the refund.
Right.
And so I made a last-minute decision. I mean, I was even debating 2:00 in the afternoon. Don't want to go over there or not.
To go.
Sign up to go. So I watched it on TV like a lot of other people. And so,
yeah, we watched the whole thing.
First of all, I think it's super cool that NASCAR is racing here, just a few miles down the road from where we're sitting right now.
Oh yeah,
and that Richard Childress Racing is right across the street.
Yes, I
was really hoping one of their guys would win. I thought it'd be cool. And it's cool. They
had such a rough time too in the rain.
It's so cool to listen to the guys. The announcers mention Welcome.
Yes.
Oh, it's cool.
Multiple people from Welcome, they live here.
But I can tell you when they pulled out the rain tires, I can tell you exactly what I thought. I looked at Tiffany and said, I'm so glad I'm sitting in this recliner. I don't want to be out there for nothing,
Yeah. When my kids saw the rain tires, they're like, Daddy, those look like our tires.
Yeah.
They look, why would they, why don't they race with those all the time? And I said,
yeah, this community is such a special community. First of all, you've got sort of a NASCAR connection. You have a major university in Winston-Salem that brings this ACC basketball and football that comes to town, right?
Wake Forest.
You have
there.
Yeah, you have that. You have a great minor league team.
Yeah. The Dash are great. Love it.
They're great, right? They're fun.
Yes.
You have
the Thunderbirds.
Not only that,
you got the Thunderbirds.
You've got that. You got Krispy Kreme donuts. You have Texas Pete hot sauce.
Yeah, which was all my. Okay, so Gideon. Oh man, I'm gonna bust his chops here for a second. He goes, Dad, why would Texas Pete? Why would a hot sauce be on the infield?
Yeah.
I said because it's made here in Winston-Salem. He said, oh.
Yeah. Some Yahoo decided to sue Texas Pete for false advertising. I don't think he won. But you have, so then you have that kind of stuff. You have liver mush. You can get that in this part of the country. You can't get it in other places.
Oh, yeah.
You have barbecue, Lexington barbecue. This area, the Carolina Classic Fair that comes to town, which is a lot of fun. I mean, you just have so much stuff in this area that's super cool, right?
Yeah.
Downtown Winston is being revitalized. They got great restaurants down there. It's fun. I mean, downtown Lexington is fun. To go down there, they got a great farmers market down there on Saturday mornings. And it's just, they have Southern Lunch down there right across the railroad tracks. I mean, they have great. This is just such a fun area. You're not that far from the Triangle. You're not that far from the mountains. You're not that far from Virginia. You're not that far from Pilot Mountain.
Yeah.
And you go hike Pilot. I mean, it's just such a great. It's just so the Clash coming here, the NASCAR stuff. This is a really great place to live, and a lot of people are moving here for that reason. And we have folks that have moved from all across the country that are finding First Welcome to be a church home.
Yeah, it's home.
And it's great. And so what's fun is like, some of these folks show up in town. They're from all over the place, and I'll say, well, why don't we go and let's have dinner. You and your wife, my wife, let me meet you at Nick's,
Yeah.
Introduce them to Nick's or Red's Donuts or take some guys to Bowman Gray this summer for a race or whatever. It's just a great place. And it's a lot of fun to live here with all the stuff going on. And some people listening and say, well, it's great. There's golf courses. There's Frisbee golf. There's Tanglewood Park.
You just call it Frisbee golf.
Disc golf.
Thank you.
Golf. There's the Yadkin River. There's all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a great place.
A ton of places to hike, fish.
You can fish on High Rock Lake. I mean, it's just a really great area right here in the Piedmont. And you're not that far from Greensboro. High Point's a great little town, too. I mean, High Point, Thomasville, downtown Thomasville's got a great, just like a seriously great used record store that I like to go to. And it's right beside an ice cream parlor. There's just great places around here. And so it's fun.
Yeah.
And so the Clash coming is just one thing. When I hear about that, when I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this is a great place to be.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it really is.
The one lamentable thing about moving here is that my Rays are finally moving across the bay, and they got Ron DeSantis on the line to throw some weight behind a new stadium in Tampa.
You're talking hockey.
No, I'm talking about
Tampa Bay.
I'm talking about
the Rays.
The Rays.
The Rays. Yeah.
Baseball. Oh no, the Lightning now. The Lightning are the best team in the league.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the league. Carolina is not. And so last year we got beat by Carolina real bad when I was there.
Be careful.
But anyway, I don't know if Carolina's going to make the playoffs at this point.
The Hurricanes?
The Hurricanes. That I don't know. Here's the thing: is the standings are really close.
Oh,
but the other day they were seventh.
Okay.
So
I went to my first Hurricanes game.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago.
I saw your seats looked a lot like my seats when I went.
My daughter Jenna won tickets at work and had me come down there, and
that's a lot of fun, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. They won 9-1, so that was fun. That's fun.
Who did they play? It was
They played the Panthers.
Oh, that's right. The defending champs.
That's right. That's who they played.
The Panthers need their teeth knocked in a few times.
I don't know much about hockey. I'm willing to learn. I don't know much about it. Yeah.
But I was pretty excited about the Rays making a deal, or they're trying to make a deal, and looks like it's closer than ever. But I won't be there to reap the benefits.
You're in North Carolina now, buddy.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Not having a baseball team around is, we got the Dash, single A. That's cool. But and I'm having a Major League Baseball team. People will say, well, there's the Braves, and I'll say, yeah. And there's Washington, but anyway. And there's the Reds. The Reds are just as close.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to be. Anyway, sorry, I'm a baseball fan. There's, and yeah, it's a crazy time. Being here has been, it's just really cool, like you were saying.
Yep.
All the stuff. All right, so let's talk about Ruth
Real quickly.
because we're 37 minutes into this thing now.
A couple minutes on Ruth.
Yeah, talk to me about Ruth. Talk to me about why Ruth first, because I don't think we actually talked about Ruth or why Ruth.
Yeah. I don't have a reason why. I just wanted to preach through Ruth. I mean,
we'll call that providence, brother. I mean, it's okay.
I like doing Old Testament, New Testament, Old Testament, New Testament, and I one of the reasons I want to do Ruth. There's only 2 books in the Bible named after women.
Yeah,
and Ruth is a Gentile, right? And I really kind of thought maybe I would do it before Christmas and let it be kind of a Christmas thing.
You know, what's crazy is that Ruth is a Gentile. I love this.
Yeah.
And it's in the time of the judges.
Yeah.
It's almost like God's saying something.
Yeah. Oh, he is. So it's a short book. It's a book most people are familiar with. They most people have heard those verses out of chapter 1 recited at a wedding.
Yeah.
Where you will go, where you will lodge, I will lodge. You know.
Or they've sang the song, where you go, I'll go.
Yeah, and so all of that, and so I thought, well, I just want to work through Ruth a little bit, do an Old Testament book. I didn't want it to be too heavy. I wanted it to be familiar, but my goal in preaching is always to I'm always thinking this way. Whenever Ruth was written, and I think it was written during the early part of David's reign, all right, and those first people read it, all right.
You don't think it was Samuel that wrote it?
I don't think so.
You think Nathan?
I'm not sure. Nobody really knows. I would say it's more likely to be Nathan than Samuel, but it's probably neither one. So, but one of the things about studying a book of the Bible is I'm always sitting there thinking, okay, let's say I'm preaching out of Romans.
Okay.
It was written to the church at Rome. They're sitting in a house when this book is read. How did it land? How did they hear it?
Yeah.
Right? How did they hear Ruth? And most likely, they did not hear it as some sort of love story.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't
have heard it that way.
No.
So, and the timing is suspicious because it happened during the period of the judges. It ends with the genealogy of David, so it has these historical markers at the beginning and the end.
Yep.
And curiously, when you read the book, it most likely was written. One of the purposes was to not just highlight the providence of God, but to say in some measure that there was hope that David would be the one who would reverse the period of the judges.
Yeah.
This time of great disobedience and rebellion, and everybody did what was right in their own eyes. David is young in his kingship.
Yeah.
In his reign, he'll be the one that reverses it. But you find out by the time you get to the end of 1 Samuel, David's not the guy. It's pointing to someone else.
Yeah.
And so, so I wanted to take on the challenge of preaching through an Old Testament narrative that's very familiar and try to locate it in its right biblical covenantal context and show how it ultimately is pointing to Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that first sermon that you did on the overview, I think you did that really well. And I think most people were thinking, based off their own testimony, is that I never knew that it could be preached that way, And if you like me, I have not really sat under preaching like this for a sustained period of time, right? I've expected it in some ways. I mean, in my last church, it happened quite. Sure. As a regular thing, but it wasn't until I was much older, as an adult, that I got to experience that. And I'm just thinking about how much of a blessing it is for my kids to hear that, because it's in a lot of ways people are like, well, what about the practical stuff?
Sure.
And I'm thinking, I think this is more practical than 10 steps to a better marriage out of chapter 1.
Well, yeah, there is. So when you get to chapter 1, what you see there very clearly is just a in-your-face demonstration of covenant unfaithfulness.
Yeah, and this was your second sermon, right?
Yeah.
So,
And so you have this covenant that God made with his people that came with covenant blessings and covenant curses. And so it says, in the days that the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. And we read that and we say, okay, famine.
Famine. Good context.
Yeah. So
they need food.
So Elimelech goes to Moab to get food.
He just said Elimelech, and everybody else knows that's God is my king.
Yeah, that's his name. My God is king. But the reality is, no, he was his own king.
Yes.
Everybody did what was right in their own eyes. You know, this is how Judges ends. There was no king.
Yep. No king in Israel.
1 Samuel opens up with Ruth, or not Ruth, but Hannah praying for a king. Right? Yeah. God would bring, so you've got this thing, right, going on. And so, but what's interesting is you read that, you check there's a famine, and this guy named Elimelech and his wife, 2 kids, they go to Moab. What's the big deal? Well, you got to think for a second and say, Moab is 50 miles away. Okay?
So sworn people.
That's like from here, like
too.
Honestly, that's like from here to Mount Airy. Okay?
Yeah.
And so from here to Mount Airy.
Here to Burlington.
Something like that. It's not
something like that.
It's not. I mean,
too far.
Not far, right? And so they would have traveled about 10 miles a day. It would have taken them about 5 days to get to Moab. And there's an abundance of bread in Moab. It's right across from the Dead Sea. Okay, there's a fertile plain.
There's so much
on the other
here.
side of the hill of the Dead Sea. I've stood on the banks of the Dead Sea, and I've looked over and seen the sun coming up over the hills of Moab. And over those hills are fertile plains. Mm-hmm. And those are the fields of Moab. They had plenty of grain 50 miles away. And so the idea that there was this regional, like sort of widespread famine over the whole region is false. Yeah. It was just in Israel.
It was just on the, and here's what's funny, was on the rain shadow side.
Yeah, it's just.
Where they would have had rain, they would have had wheat, and Moab may have not had wheat.
Yeah, and so you sit there and say, no, that's... why did he just went down the road?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't go that far.
No.
To a place that had plenty of water and rain and bread. And so you think, okay, why is Israel the only dry place on the planet? Because they're under the covenant punishment, discipline of God.
Yeah.
For their rebellion. Everybody did what was right in their own sight, in their own eyes, right? So you can't really read the book of Ruth divorced from the old covenant, curses and blessings. And so the first readers of that book, they would have read famine and they would have said, yeah, that's Deuteronomy 27, 28, 29. Says it right there. I mean, your bread bowl will be empty.
Yeah.
I mean, it says it. I mean, that's exactly what it says.
Yeah. In the house of bread, Bethlehem.
Yeah, the house of bread. There's no bread in the house of bread.
No bread. All this irony. I mean, in the
all
first,
of this going on, right?
What,
God is being
verses.
faithful to his promises.
Yes.
Then you have, they went to Moab.
That includes the curses and the blessing and the curse.
So then this guy goes to Moab, and you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. He's trying to take care of his family. Moab. Moab.
We're all sitting here going, practice.
I mean, Moab. Why? Nobody would. No Israelite would think this is a good idea to go to the house of the enemy.
Right.
He goes to Moab.
The sworn enemy. Like the enemy that will not be allowed admitted to the house of the Lord for the 10th generation.
When they came up out of Egypt and they cross into they want to walk through Moab. And the Moabites said, no, not only are you not going to walk through, we're not going to give you anything to eat. No bread for you. They said that.
Yeah.
In the days of Joshua. And now Elimelech thinks he's going to go down there and Moabs are going to say, oh, plenty of bread for you. I mean, it's just, every Israelite that read that would have been like, this is nuts.
Moab.
And then for all these people to die in Moab, to be buried in Moab. Do you know Joseph? It's interesting. I might bring this up Sunday. What does Joseph say when he's about to die?
Take my bones back.
Take my bones back and bury them in my land. There's a thing about that, right?
Yes. Well, because he knows where the promise is. The promise has not been given to him in Egypt. It's been given to him in the whole of Canaan.
Yeah. And so you have and it would have been disgraceful. It would have been a sign of God's displeasure.
Yeah.
for your bones to be buried in Moab. So you see all of this covenantal stuff going on here that they would have understood when they first read it. And then the shocking thing of all is that somebody comes by and says, oh, they got bread in Bethlehem again. But there's no repentance. It's just God being gracious.
Yeah.
Because God also made a promise that from Judah. So he's not going to, will come the Messiah. That was the promise. He was not going to renege on that promise.
No.
So you see this graciousness of God to his covenant in spite of their unfaithfulness, right?
Yeah, and this whole messenger thing in the middle, she just, she just happens. Naomi happens.
Yeah, it just happens.
To hear a messenger say, there's bread back in Bethlehem. They're in Moab. Why would they be talking about bread in Moab?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Back in Bethlehem.
And so this week, Naomi decides I'm going home, right? Mm-hmm. And her daughter-in-laws, they start down the road, the three of them, and then Naomi stops and says, "Go home, go back to your mother's house." Which is interesting. Most of the time, they say go to your father's house, but the reason they said go to your mother's house is because most likely their dad had several wives that lived in several different tents. So go back to the tent that your mother lives in.
Yeah, we're all talking about Moab here.
We're talking about Moab, right?
Yeah.
And so, and go back to your family. Go
back to your gods.
Go back to your
gods.
When a first century Israelites, or not first, but when an Israelite's reading that, they're thinking to themselves, Naomi, what are you doing?
Yes.
Why would an Israelite encourage them to go and worship pagan gods? She had forgotten the Abrahamic covenant that the Jews were to be a light to the Gentiles.
Yeah.
That they were the old covenant, right?
Yeah.
Was so the reason Israel was to be separate and to be different was so that they would show and shine the light of Yahweh to the Gentiles, and the Gentiles would come in.
The blessing of Abraham is that you would be a blessing to the nations.
To the nations.
Yeah. And you know what she says? She goes, I left full and I have come back empty.
Empty.
And I'm like, you missed it. You missed the plot. Like,
well,
Naomi, come on.
And so most Israelites would have read that and they would have said, whoa, Naomi, why? No. Why would you send... Why would you say Israel? What do we have? We have the word. Mm-hmm. They don't have the word in Moab. We have God's word.
Yeah.
This is the place where God has displayed his presence. Mm-hmm. In fact, the commandments are pretty clear. No idols.
Yeah.
You're encouraging idolatry. They would have seen all of this. And Naomi's like, I'm a bitter woman. Well, the answer, right? Mm-hmm. Is found in the word return, but not return to your land, return to your God.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll get into all of that. So for me, it's been helpful reading Ruth instead of reading it for life principles to make life work better for me.
Yeah.
But reading it within the framework of a God who has made a promise to his people, who's being faithful to that, in spite of their unfaithfulness.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and that's a lot of, I hate to break it to you, but that's like a lot of our own lives.
Yeah.
It's like, despite our unfaithfulness and our walks with Christ, God continues to bless us in immeasurable ways. In that way of preserving our lives for eternity. Yeah. That's the biggest blessing we could have.
When she comes back home to Bethlehem, all the women see her and they're like, "Oh, is that Naomi?
That Naomi?
Yeah, is that Naomi?" There's a couple ways to interpret that. One is
that's Naomi,
and one way of interpreting it is Naomi's back, right?
Yeah.
Another way of interpreting that is, man, she has aged. Are we sure that's her?
Are we sure that's her?
She's been through a lot, man. She's got a lot of gray hair. It's one way. But here's the thing. When her
people
name,
asked me that the last time I was back in Florida.
her name, Naomi, means pleasant. And she says, don't call me pleasant. Call me Mara. Call me bitter, because the Lord has been bitter to me. But even that, all right? Mm-hmm. Even that, the first people to read the book, that audience, they would have said, Naomi, don't you get it? Just a couple hundred years ago, the people drank water in the wilderness and it was bitter.
Yeah.
And what happens? God makes it sweet.
It's one of the great miracles.
In spite of their grumbling and complaining, God is gracious to them. And so he takes this wood and he throws it in, right? Tells Moses, throw it in there.
Yep.
And it's all pointing, it's all foreshadowing another day, a dark day of great bitterness, when another piece of wood, the cross, would become a place of great sweetness for us.
Yeah.
You know, all of that's sort of foreshadowed in that. And so they would have read that. They wouldn't have read that part about the cross, but they would have read that and said, man, we don't you understand? God takes bitterness and turns it sweet. This should have been a reminder of the covenant faithfulness of God.
Yeah.
But everybody did what was right in their own eyes. This is the problem in Ruth. And yet God is accomplishing all things. And so for his glory and for the coming of his son, the Messiah, all that's happening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody says, here, honestly, Naomi's been through a lot, right? I mean, her husband's died, her 2 kids have died. It's been rough. And so what's the point? What's God trying to do? And the point of all of her hardship, the point of all of her difficulties, that God brought all of that into Naomi's life, not to reach Naomi, but to reach Ruth.
Yeah.
That somehow, in the midst of all of that mess, Naomi did testify in some way, somehow, about the true God of Israel. And Ruth would have known from her own history how the Moabites rebuffed them when they came through the land. She would have known. And so when
it's pretty amazing actually that they married.
Yeah.
Right? That they married Naomi's sons.
It's another bad thing, right?
Yeah, so, but it's pretty amazing that even happens.
Right.
And that Ruth would be exposed to the one true God of Israel.
Yes. And decide.
Yeah, he's going to be my God. Your God will be my God. Your people will be my people.
The Old Testament language of conversion is not, I asked Jesus into my heart.
No, yeah.
The Old Testament language of conversion is, your God will be my God, basically.
Yeah.
Or it's, I have taken refuge under his wings.
Mm-hmm.
That's the language of conversion. And so what you have here is you have Ruth who is saying to Naomi, why are you sending me back? Why are you encouraging me to go back? I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, and the other sister, the other daughter-in-law, Orpah is, which I just, for whatever reason, call her Oprah. Way too often, is that she just turns and goes.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, okay, well, even the good news of the gospel is only heard and received by some. Like there's so many things here that we can learn.
Yeah.
And we can look at God and say, wow, what an amazing God.
Oh, absolutely.
To orchestrate all of this.
Absolutely.
To save a Gentile from the sworn enemy of Israel, so that he can bring his king David into the world, replace the king King Saul, give them something to look forward to, and that Jesus is only going to be fulfilling.
It's the first readers of this book would have said, it's happening.
They're in the middle of it.
It's happening. What's happening? The covenant promise that the nations, a Moabite believes.
Yeah, it's so weird, right? That would be so weird.
Moabite believes.
In the midst of the judges.
Which
they have been attacked consistently by everybody around them.
Yeah.
Including Moab.
Yeah.
And God has driven them back.
Yeah, they would have read that and said, God is fulfilling his promise.
I don't know what's going on, but I do know one thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm really excited about Ruth. I have a question. You've never taught through Ruth before, never preached through it, huh?
I was looking at I taught way back. I remember when I was in Augusta, Georgia, at a church. I wrote a series of Sunday school lessons through Ruth. I don't know where they are. I found some sort of notes on it. Yeah, so I have taught through it.
Yeah,
but the notes that I did find. Now this was a long time ago. I'm like, they're worthless. They're worthless.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can. I found some of my notes on something else that were pretty worthless the other day. So
yeah,
I was like, wow, what are you thinking about here? Yeah. But awesome. So we have another year ahead of us, 2026.
Yeah,
and hopefully no more snow. Although, not to throw up the Poxitani Phil thing.
No.
6 more weeks of winter, people. But he's only been right 35% of the time. 36% of the time.
Is that right?
Yeah, but that's a pretty good batting average.
It's pretty good. 360.
I mean, yeah.
He's batting 360.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to the Hall.
Yeah, he's going to the Hall. You're right.
When Ted Williams had a 360. I mean, we're talking some of the best batting averages. But, they do swing and miss 2/3 of the time. So
that's true.
Hopefully 2/3 will be in spring in a couple more weeks.
Hurry up, spring. Hurry up.
Get here. But we're hoping to see you on Sunday.
Yep.
So please, we would love to see you. Normal Sunday school.
Yep.
Normal everything. We're having a hymn sing on Sunday night. Everything is going on as normal.
If you're listening to this before Sunday, don't let anything keep you from being here Sunday.
Yeah. There's no reason.
Just don't let anything keep you from coming. Come on. Bring your family. Invite some friends. Let's get together.
If it means that someone's got to shovel your driveway, I know a few of you still have driveways that are full of snow, then you let us know. We'll make sure it happens.
Corey will come down there and take care of it.
No, I've got a couple of youth guys.
we got some young guys.
Yeah, my back can only do so much anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, it's wrestling with 4 kids is part of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so that's going to be it for this week. This has been another episode, and hopefully more consistent from here on.
Hopefully.
Beyond the pew.
Yeah.
But we're praying to see you guys on Sunday. We'll see what the Lord does. Join us. I'm Corey.
I'm Chris.
And we'll talk to you later.